Okay, great. Okay, got it. Okay. Excellent. Okay, I think, yeah, so great. So it's exciting. It's another session that we have. And today we are looking at mindset. And because I mean, mindset is really everything. That's quite an important area. I mean, mostly we think that success is about knowledge and the technical knowledge, yet it is actually about behavior. How do we manifest? How do we execute? How do we engage? How do we interact? So today we're going to talk about mindset, especially in the space of crypto. Welcome, Immaculate. I don't know, I think probably your microphone, you might need to exit and then rejoin. Yeah, so I think just do that, exit and then rejoin. So, and I'm excited. So this is episode number 19. It means we've come a journey. There's quite a lot that we've covered along the way to get here. So just to give you a lay of the land of how far the journey has been, we've covered foundations. That was way back earlier on, at the beginning of the year. We've come through different aspects, and we actually have been looking on specific topics, whether that was around staking, even last week P2P, specific concepts, that have been helpful. And then along the way, we have also looked at the dynamics of the market, psychology, and so on. And today we're actually looking at mindset specifically. And welcome, Jeremy. Good to have you. Yeah, great. So I hope, Emmanuel, Immaculate, can you hear us? I hope you can. Yeah, I see your microphone is on now, so I hope you can hear us. Great. So let's continue. So we are on the 18 plus, part of the series, and then we continue. So great. Thank you. I'm happy that Immaculate can hear us. Excellent. Great. So you've seen this quote before, which is about having a crypto strategy. And perhaps I actually feel we need to revisit this at some point to really emphasize, because everything we've done has been done within the ambit of strategy, which is to help people to understand why they are doing it, and how they are doing it. And that's where we come in through as community to share strategies on how we do it for ourselves. And then I think I have this other one, which is just to say that all crypto is not the same. Equally, all crypto platforms are not the same. And that's why it's very important to have knowledge. And that's why we do these sessions, because without knowledge, people perish, as scripture tells us. If we don't understand what we're doing, then we are bound to lose money. And you'll see a highlight of that when I get to the segment on updates and things that have been happening in the markets. So great. Again, this is about a little bit of myself. I would not really focus on myself today, but rather I'm actually very excited to have one of us who is teaching, Bianca, who will introduce, and you'll hear her voice in a moment, tell us. And it's just really exciting that we've had community coming on board and really, just stepping up and sharing really amazing things. So over to you, Bianca.
Good evening or late afternoon for those that is, in different parts of the world. Good afternoon, good evening. Thanks, Tim, for the opportunity. I actually just want to say that I am very honored and privileged to be on the call today as the co-presenter, sharing a bit about what part of my passion. Just a bit of background. So I'm originally from Namibia and currently based in Joburg. So I'm a South African Namibian now. And yeah, my profession, I'm an entrepreneur, personal development and leadership developments professional. I've been in corporate and especially in fishing, mining, and the insurance industries. That's actually where I operated in. My passion is really helping people, helping them to discover their true passions and also their gifts. And I do it in different ways. The other thing that I also do is I'm part of we have 5 ladies that started an incubator in the south of Joburg, agriculture incubator. So we teaching 12 ladies how to farm, and specifically organic crops. And it's been a very interesting journey. This is our first year and it's going very well. We had our ups and downs, but yeah. So apart from being in the crypto space, I'm in the agriculture space, and then I'm also in the people development space. That's me. Thanks, Tim.
Excellent, excellent. And it's such a, I think we've known each other, Bianca, for quite a number of years now. And I can tell you, Bianca and this family are very progressive people. So they're very open-minded and new to ideas. And when I mentioned this to Bianca, she was saying, yep, where do we meet? Where do we connect? And she's been very consistent in attending the sessions. And it's such a joy just to be able to really learn from each other. Thank you so much for having taken time to prepare this session for us.
Okay.
So Stella, welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you.
Thank you, Tim. Good to be here.
Excellent. So I think you just came in good time because we're just getting into the meat of it now. So this is a segment that we do almost as standard because I mean, of course, we are talking about crypto here, and there's a lot of movement in the markets that happens. And so I'm going to just give a recap of what has happened, in the past week or two, probably just the past week, because we tend to kind of covered maybe what happened previously. Sometimes it's a little bit longer in terms of the trends. So it's more, it's trends and sentiments. That's what we look at. And I don't know, maybe does anybody want to comment on maybe just share something quickly? I know, Jeremy, you always look at what's maybe happening in the markets. Do you have any quick updates or any news that caught your eye, perhaps, or any one of us, really? You can just quickly unmute and share. We're not going to be long on this one. Great. I'm happy to just give the brief. So the way we've structured this section is, go ahead, Jeremy. I think you had unmuted. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I think it looks positive all around in terms of how the cryptos are performing.
Yeah.
And also this whole Ethereum burn that they have done.
Yeah.
So I think there is generally positive news.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And maybe I'll just pick up from there on the positive news. So I think, I'm not really sure whether I can say bullish fully, but it's looking green in the market. So that's why, I mean, when I mentioned this table, you see the green parts, we generally in that green zone. So it's actually quite lovely. And the biggest things that have happened, obviously from a coins perspective, I'll start from the left, is Cardano is the 3rd largest crypto now. 3rd largest. And the price appreciation, it's actually north of $2 now. For those of you who entered when it was 1 or even less, you've made 100% gain, just like that. Equally, Solana has also appreciated by 100%.
Sorry, Tim. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's just with me, but I don't see the slide moving. We're still busy with the big moves. Is this where we are? Big moves.
Big moves, yes. Big moves. Okay. Can you guys see so I'm talking about this here. So on investor side, so the price appreciation of Cardano, Solana, I don't know, hopefully you guys can follow along. With this on this table here, this table with the flag and Lionel Messi, if you can see it.
Yeah, no. Thanks.
Yeah. So this is just and then there's been a move of one of the most famous players we know, Lionel Messi, to PSG, I think in the past week or so. And then the most interesting thing, which is of interest for us, is PSG coin. Part of his payment, part of the settlement for him will be that he'll get a cut of PSG coin. So that just tells you that there's in the innovation space, the INN is innovation, INV is investors, INF is in influencers, and then reg is regulators. You see the table. And I think for just the sake of understanding it, we're saying that there's a lot of money pouring into the innovation space. That's why it's green. The same with the investment, retail, corporate, institutional. There's money coming in. Where there's a bit of amber, sometimes some of these influencers change their mind, like Elon Musk in the past. I'm going to talk about this lady briefly. Kathy Wood. And why you should really Google her app and read out a little bit about her. She's somebody to listen to. And then, so the coins are doing well. There's a lot of developments in sports. As I mentioned, Messi, is getting a compensation in crypto. That's a very positive sign for us. And then I just wanted to mention that's my country's flag there, Kenya. So there is a scam. There were some guys called FX Bit Invest who are promising people 600% return in 6 hours. So the guy said, no, please check this out. This is suspect. You don't put your money, you're going to lose your money. Regulators, again, CMA is the markets authority in Kenya. So I think it's just worth mentioning. And then lastly, influencers. I think I would want you to Google a lady called Kathy Wood. Kathy Wood, she's worth, she manages assets north of $60 billion, a venture called ARK Invest. She's really one of the key people to look out for outside of the likes of Saylor and Elon Musk. I'm excited because it's a lady, she's done very well. She's invested among the early investors in Bitcoin, and she's been, she speaks at events and all of that. So I think I just wanted to highlight people we can look to, because they are quacks and fake people who are giving us false information, who are telling us wrong information. But this is somebody who you can really trust, and you can look out, Google them and check them out. And I say that I'm going to be doing more research just to really qualify people who I think we should listen to. Welcome, Tawan. It's good to have you. So I think that's probably sums up this section, because I mean it's important to just really provide information that is qualified, that will allow you to be able to know who to look out for. Yeah, great. So we continue. So again, this is our view and our approach. Means that we are agnostic. Particular platform, coins, or infrastructure or technology. We talk about this from the view of empowering and providing both theoretical and practical, information that you can be able to use. And then we all carry people to action, and to apply what they learn in the sessions. So this is the set of tools we've built over time, which is available if you want to have access to. So I think I may be struggling with my slides. I think I may have lost. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You're back.
Okay. And the slides, I don't know whether you're able to see them.
No, it's not projecting.
Oh, it's not projecting. Okay, great. So let me just carry on as this reconnects. Let me just go back online. Ooh, I don't know when I have connectivity issues. It just messes things up. Just bear with me for a second. Just bear with me for a second as I try to reconnect. So I think as we try to get connectivity back on, I'm not sure what's the reason why this is off. I hope it's nothing to do with, because we've been having a lot of connectivity issues. Just bear with me. I should get back on in a minute. Sorry, guys.
All good, Tim. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think it's Oof. Okay. I think my app crashed for whatever reason, as you'd expect some of these things.
And it always happens at a time
Yeah,
that
it
you don't
happens.
want
It
it.
happens.
Technology. But we know we just need to be patient. So no pressure. Just take your time and we'll get back onto it.
Yeah. So just, I think, yeah. So just give me a minute, guys. I'm just gonna try something here quickly. Hopefully this will work. Because it's strange that we actually disconnected. Sorry. It's interesting because you can hear me on my phone. I'm connected, and then for some reason, it's okay. Yeah, I think we're back on. We should be back on. Sorry. Just give me a minute. I should load this. Okay. The internet. Oof. Sorry, guys. I really don't like this. It's just one of those things. Really can mess things up. Okay. Oof, this is strange. Okay, so I think I'll have to just rejoin Zoom. Oh, I should have actually done
It happens. These things happen. We're patient. Don't worry.
yeah.
We'll wait for you. You don't have to worry. Technology, this is it. We have to embrace it because we are so dependent on it now.
Yeah, so I think I'm just getting my bearing here. I'm so sorry. Oof. Yeah, so maybe, I mean, I'm just thinking. Immaculate, you're joining us for the first time today.
Yes, I am.
I'm glad you can hear us loud and clear. I don't know, are you still?
I hope I'm not the problem.
You already traveled.
I arrived last night.
Oh, okay, so you're in Canada.
I'm in Toronto now.
Goodness. Ooh, what time now? It's 1 o'clock or something.
24 minutes past noon.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Yes.
And welcome. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
You wanted to attend.
Maybe you log out and log in again if you have problems. Could that be the problem? Or
it's funny because it was my I think I'm back on now. It was my connection, and then the app also just decided to kick me out for whatever reason. So let me just carry on with. You can see, right? I hope you can see again. Okay, so we're gonna look at mindset, and this next set of slides. Actually, Bianca is gonna take us through it. So I'm just gonna maybe just get on to this slide, and then we'll transition shortly. So where are we right now? This is more around adoption. You know, when you think of where we are, where do you think we are in terms of the overall adoption of crypto generally? You know, where do you think we are? I mean, there's the first phase, which was around smart money, the second, which is institutional, and then the public kicks in the third phase, and then obviously there's the different emotions that come into play. Just unmute yourself and share what you think. You know, where do you feel we are?
For me, it's my first time, so I am not anywhere.
Okay, no, it's fine. Any person who may want to take an attempt in terms of crypto adoption generally, where do you think we are? Because this is just different phases, you know, of the adoption of this particular phenomenon. Or perhaps let's look at the next one. This might actually help us in terms of the market now. This is a little bit more around the market. Where are we in terms of the market? Because the other one was the adoption, and then this one is more the market. And Jeremy, you might have an idea because I know you're on track of the prices and everything. Are we in disbelief, hope, optimism, pessimism, denial? I don't know. Where are we?
We are between optimism and excitement. I think it's going towards excitement. I mean, the prices are rising again.
Yeah.
So there's cautious optimism because we've been beaten before.
I like that. Thank you. Cautious optimism. I like that. Yeah, cool. So I think that's actually fair. And I think on that note, I'm going to just hand over to Bianca, who would really take us through the session for today.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim, for that. And yeah, I definitely agree with the previous speaker that that's a space I believe that we are in. So we're looking forward to good things in the crypto space. But yeah, the cycle is there, hey? So we'll go through that again, that whole cycle again. So we just need to know what is happening in the markets. Awesome. So what is mindset? So that's what we're going to talk about. If you take us to the next slide. You will see in this picture, it's mindset really becomes the center of everything. It becomes the center for our behavior, our attitude, our behavior, and our actions, our results, and our performance. And it really speaks to, where are we in terms of the things that empowers or take control over our thoughts, But when I look at mindset, I see us as a crypto community of people. We've got the mindset to want to educate, to want to empower, to want to enrich people's lives. And we want to do it through this forum, this community. And the way we do it really is we share, we learn, and we invite. And this is something that Tim has been preaching ever since he started the group, the community. And I just, obviously, for me, it was, yes, this is what I love. This is what I want to do. And crypto is such a complex phenomena for a lot of people. But if you can come into a community with the right mindset, the mindset to want to learn, then you start opening up yourself, it obviously will influence your attitude towards this new phenomena. Your behavior will change in terms of the way you do certain things, especially when it comes to putting your money, to the test in the space, the actions that you're taking, and then obviously you will see the results, and it will influence the performance that that will drive the next bit in terms of crypto. So that is for me where I see mindset play a vital role. But a mindset is so much more, and I just thought, well, let's delve a little bit deeper and just see what can we how can we position ourselves to adopt a mindset that will take us into this future, into this unknown future. And Tim, you can take me to the next slide. There's a question that I want to put up, and that is, what is mindset? So I think a lot of people talk about mindset, and people don't really realize that mindset is actually a set of beliefs, and that those beliefs, they shape how you make sense of the world and yourself, obviously, and that it influences how you think, how you feel, and how you behave in any given situation. So in terms of that previous slide that we had, where we were talking about attitude and behavior, certainly if you've got a very negative mindset towards crypto and the crypto world, that then you will have a negative attitude. You will have your behavior will be negative towards the crypto space. But everything, in terms of your belief systems, do play directly into where your mindset is. The next slide is a very beautiful illustration of the two types of mindsets that we get. You get the growth mindset and you get the fixed mindset. And you will see with the growth one, it is failure is an opportunity to grow, whereas a fixed mindset will say failure is limit of my abilities. So, my question to you today is, which mindset have you adopted? The question is, if you look at this, let's say growth mindset is number 1 and fixed mindset is number 2. Maybe in the chat, just tell us, where do you see yourself in terms of your own mindset? Is it a growth mindset or is it a fixed mindset? Let's just see what comes through on the chat. Just for interest's sake.
Yeah, so a 1 for growth, a 2 for fixed.
For
You
fixed.
just type on the chat 1 or 2. 1 or 2, we'll be able to quickly. Okay, great, good. It's coming through. Just type 1 or a 2, growth or fixed. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. It looks like there's a clear direction that nobody wants number 2. Everybody's nobody wants the color. Nobody likes gray. It looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have asked which color you prefer. No, it's 1, definitely a 1.
Yeah. Well, I expected just once, because just the mere fact that you are on the score, that you are part of this community tells me that you like to try out new things, which is at the bottom of the illustration of the first head, the growth mindset. So congratulations on having a growth mindset. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And in this slide, there's this beautiful statement made by Benjamin Barber, and he says that I don't divide the world into the weak and the strong, or the successes and the failures. I divide the world into learners and non-learners, which is actually interesting. And this is really a rhetorical question. Which one are you? Are you a learner? Are you a non-learner? But I have the answer. I mean, based on the previous question that I put forward, I got the sense that we've got a group of learners in this community. Tim, let's go to the next slide. So what makes people lose money in crypto? Anyone in the community here on the score, what do you think, what makes people lose money in crypto?
I think I'm going to attempt this one to say, perhaps connecting to what you just said. Yeah, I think fear is a big one. You remember that curve of emotions, fear is one of them. But I think the other one, which is linked to what you are teaching on learners, non-learners, is actually what causes the fear is lack of knowledge. If you don't really know what you're doing, then you're going to panic. Like now, we had a discount of 50% on Bitcoin. That's actually a growth mindset person will say, wow, we've had a discount of 50%. Somebody else who doesn't know will actually say, wow, I've lost 50, it moved from 60 to 30, But somebody's like, yeah, if you have a growth mindset and you understand. And thank you. I think, I'll just acknowledge some of the comments that have come through. Then that helps you. If you know, knowledge is a big one. In fact, Immaculate writes that lack of knowledge is a big one. Thank you. Any other guys? I don't know, maybe other people who may want to comment on this one.
You can just unmute yourself and say it,
I think also being over ambitious. Sometimes you get too excited and you bypass your rational thinking and you think by putting as much as I can, I'll get something. And before you know it, as you said, Bianca, there are cycles. So that affects sometimes the losses.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Anyone else? Okay. I think then we can move on. Yes. So I decided to put up this slide, just once again, testing our mindset. And what the slide basically says is a large portion of investors, which we're investing in crypto, lose money in the markets because there's always error in reasoning, and this based on the answers that we got from the question that we just had, I think that's very clear. And then secondly, we do not think clearly, like the previous speaker said, we're overexcited, or we fear. Sometimes fear of losing out can also come in, and then we make the wrong decisions, or we rely on current moods, feelings, and emotions. So these are all reasons for why people have certain mindsets, and then they go into a trade, or they go into an opportunity, and they haven't thought it through. They haven't clearly thought it through. They haven't done a bit of research to see if it's a good thing to do, and they haven't tested the waters. And this leads to predictable errors, and this leads to losses. So that's basically it. And I see this community that we are in, this community. I mean, Tim's description of this community is that we are a community of learners seeking to share what we know on crypto and the world of new money. And it's not just for us, it's for Africa and beyond. And this is what I so much love about the communities, that we share, we learn from each other, and we go and we actually apply, the learnings, and we take on the opportunities, we test the water. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So another statement, even in a growth mindset, failure can be a painful experience. So we all agreed now this evening that we all, we've got a growth mindset, but none of us can say that we haven't failed, that we haven't lost money in this space. But it doesn't define us. It doesn't define you. It's a problem to be faced. It's a problem to be dealt with, and it's a problem to learn from. So if at any stage you've lost money, what is your mindset about that experience? Are you taking it and growing out of it, learning from it, or is it putting you completely, in the backseat? Does it take away the risk appetite that you took on? And do you feel that you're actually a failure because you step into these unknown waters and you lost money? Or is this an opportunity that you want to grow and learn more? So really, for me, that's just, today I had a session with a lady where we chatted, and she said to me, Bianca, I think I completely lost the bus. I missed the bus in terms of Bitcoin. It's so expensive, and I will never be able to get into that space. And I said to her, you know what? You will always have that mindset if that is how you see it. But if you're willing to open up your mind and test the waters, you can actually come and learn and see that there's ample opportunities to get involved in crypto. It's not just Bitcoin, it's actually much more than just Bitcoin. But what was interesting in our conversation was that I was sharing with her that I got involved in crypto where I actually bought a Bitcoin for 3,500 rands. And obviously, you guys know the history. It went up to, in 2017, to 300,000 rands, and I'm talking South African rands, went up to 300, and then it just, tumbled and fell down. And at one point, it was hovering over 80,000 rands, and then it went down to 40. When it hit 40,000 rands, and I'm talking 40,000 South African rands, one of the crypto enthusiasts told us, buy now. If you didn't buy more Bitcoin, buy now. And then we were like, look at what happened to Bitcoin. Now I'll never get into it. And, you know, guys, look at Bitcoin where it is today. So, you know, if your failure can completely take you aback, or it can actually push you to just, you know, try again and test the waters again. But to never allow a failure to define you. So let's go to the next slide. So this is a little challenge. So I want to just, you know, give you an example. In your portfolio, you bought altcoins, but a little later you lost everything. So now I want to know if you can recognize this. The share price rise sharply and you are afraid that you will miss out, you know, on the profits. You enter the market near the peak, your price turns and you watch as you are losing money. Or the price collapses and your position is in the red. You then sell exactly at the low point before the price recovers and therefore realize a big loss or losses. Have you, and this is just once again a question, any one of you, is this something that you've experienced? Is this something that you heard of? You know, just let's just test the mindsets. Have you experienced this?
Bianca, I experienced
Yes.
the high when I entered. It was literally above 60,000 US dollars, Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And just within literally it had actually started dropping. Let me put it this way. It had gone to its peak and it had started dropping, but it was still slightly above late 50s, you know? And then a week later, it dropped to close to 40 or around about there. And I was like, oh my goodness, had I just waited. But anyway, yeah, that was my first entry.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. I can also lift my hand, you know, that I actually experienced the same thing. Anyone else?
There's a comment on the chat that you know, like I think it's a translation. So in Swahili, it says, you know, falling down. You know, it's sliding, not falling down. It's a translation. And it's encouraging. There's always another opportunity to try. So, and I think that's good. Thank you, Immaculate. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
I know you probably might have experience. Do you want to say something, Immaculate? I don't know.
I have not joined cryptocurrency, so I don't know anything about it, but I've been studying on the stock market. And I know it's the same trend, the same, like people, when they follow the media, what the TV is saying and that kind of thing. So, you know, they go into it and then they panic and, you know, and then you are, it's like a roller coaster, like you are top, you are bottom, you are top on your bottom. And I think for me, that's the fear I have had of joining cryptocurrency, because if you don't have the knowledge, then you are thinking, am I joining at the right time? Am I going to lose? And especially if you don't have the cash and maybe you are borrowing the cash, you know, you are thinking,
oh yeah,
I've taken a loan. If I don't make it, I have to pay the loan. So that's my fear. So I haven't entered the market, but I'm keen to learn.
Awesome.
Wow, that's such a real point, because if you think of it, and in fact, this week, I think I was talking to somebody that was saying, you know, volatility, this thing goes up and then it drops. I can't manage that. Then I said to them, if you really look at the net average of the movement of price, it has only been up. You look at every year in Bitcoin, for example, every year, it has moved so, it has been very up and down, but the net effect has actually moved up. So, and I think obviously, if you don't know that, then obviously there's no way you can benefit from this. And you have to look at it from, in fact, I think we've done, I've shown a chat in the past and it was showing it again, you know, in the future session, so that people can see the trend has only been up. We are in 45,000. Might consolidate, it might pull
Absolutely.
back a little bit, but the net effect is that at the end of this year, I can tell you it's going to be up than where it was.
It's absolutely, absolutely. So thanks for that. You know, but yeah, it's all about the mindset. So the mindset, I'm going to push myself to try again and again and again, you know. But yeah, let's do the next slide, Tim. Let's test the water. So I've got two questions out here, and you know, for the sake of the ones that is brand new and, you know, still very fearful about this crypto world and what is happening. Tonight, I want to ask, you know, anyone in the community here on the call, willing to share their story, you know, in terms of their mindset before they got into crypto, and the mindset that they have now about crypto, and what brought about that change. You know, what was that triggering effect that caused the change. And anyone else who's willing to share their story around walking into these uncharted waters, you know, and just go out and started this journey of crypto, and with the help of the community managed to build a crypto portfolio, because that is something that we encourage, a strategy, build your own portfolio, you know, don't just focus on one crypto coin. You know, crypto is so much more than just the coins. There's so much more that you can do. But yeah, I've put these two up for anyone to pick one and then just share their story as an encouragement for the rest of the guys on the call.
So maybe I'll share a little bit, because I mean, I think people look at me and they think, oh, this guy has it all figured out. No. Now, the truth is I know and I knew about crypto way, way before most people, because I studied it. And at that time, it just made news that it was, you know, Bitcoin had hit 1,000. Now, sadly, I didn't really look at it. I speculated and I wrote about it and I theorized, and my theories were completely correct. But I didn't really look at it as something that I needed to put money into. You know, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, this thing is going to go up. It's going to be speculative, blah, blah, blah. And then I never really got into it. I think it's only later now. Most of us jumped in 2017. But now what happened? We jumped in at the top. So, and then I'll tell you, Cardano, for example, is something that I bought in 2017. But it's only, I think, the recent run that we actually crossed, you know, and were in profit after holding for that long. So it's, I think, you know, so when you look at it, that's why when you talk about the strategy aspect. So of course, there are three horizons here. There's the short term, where you're like almost like a trader, buying and selling. There's a medium where you're probably looking at something that you know will appreciate quite quickly. Maybe that's, if you look at September to December, by the way, the momentum generally has been that crypto picks up. So you can almost be a person who enters the market in September and maybe exits at the end of the year. But now we're in a different season where we're saying, and that's why our strategy has been mostly long-term, to say, please stack your bags. Because if you're jumping in just with a view of exiting, if you borrowed money, which you need to return in the next 2 months, it might not be the best strategy. So we are saying, from my view, and that's what I'm looking at, and I'm saying to people right now, evangelizing, come learn first. I've had some of my family members tell me, no, I'll join when I have the money. I said, nobody has the money. You must learn first. So my part of it, you know, which is my personal testimonial, is you can know it with your head. Have 20,000 words, 1,000 words worth of words, which is research. And you cannot really, and you fail to act. That was me. So I'm chief among sinners, as Paul would say, you know. So I'm not expecting that, oh, you know, you attend one session and you actually need to connect to the community and talk to some of us, like Jeremy, a good friend. You know, once you've listened enough, it's like, Tim, how does this thing work? Bianca, how do I get into this thing? You know, I've had some of you speaking to me, and that's how we get started in the journey. So we are not pointing fingers at anyone if you've not started, because some of us, it took so long. I don't know, God had to pull our horns and say, you know, what are you waiting for? And finally now we're seeing the light and we're sharing it to the others. So I'm not speaking, none of us is speaking from, oh, we are the experts, we figured it out. No, we actually just learners like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I hope that encourages somebody, you know, and please open up, guys. I mean, Rose, Stella, you guys unmute. I mean, it doesn't have to be the regulars. Just unmute and share what you know and what you've learned and your experience from this question here.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry to bother the group, but I am coming into crypto market or the wisdom with the experience of a very, very dear friend of mine who lives here, and she gave me her testimony that time when the crypto was costing 1,000, and she said she bought 24 of them. And then there was this, I think like agents who said they were going to trade the money for you, and they were giving her like good returns. So she sold the first 8 of them out of 24. No, she sold some of them, and then the next thing she realizes is that the agent had closed and packed up. So there are some of those unscrupulous people, and she lost the difference between 24 and 8. I think 14 or something. So when she told me the story, so she told me, be careful because you don't know who you are trading with. So that has been my apprehension. So is this something that happens, or did she fall in the wrong hands?
Okay, the floor, please. Can you guys respond? What do you guys think?
Just from my side, Jeremy, sorry, I was jumping now the gun. Just wanted to say that I think the safest waters for me is if you can work directly with the exchange platforms and not through a third party. Unless you've done due diligence on the third party. But in this community, I think it's one of the things that we encourage people to deal directly with the exchange platform instead of a third party.
Okay.
Yes, I will say, Bianca, what she has said, really, I reiterate it. And also the value of a community such as this one, because this is where we learn from each other, and the information that you will not have seen out there in the marketplace or in the media space, you might get that information from somebody who's actually done the research. And there are some legit third parties that do, for instance, what you call bundling of cryptos, where you go in, and if you're not too familiar, then you say, look, I want to invest in so many cryptos, but I don't know which one to choose. Then they provide that assistance as a platform, but you're not investing directly into an exchange. So there are some legitimate ones, but of course, like in any market, there are scammers, and those are the people that unfortunately give it the negative name. So yeah, that's what I can say for now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just say, and thank you, Jeremy and Bianca, for really speaking to this. The reason why we really felt, and I felt the need to really put together this community so that we can provide information. And one of the things that I used to emphasize a lot at the beginning is that we don't want your money. We don't want anything from you. We just want to tell you how to do it, and you go and do it yourself. Because rule number one, it comes to money, is don't trust anybody with your money unless you have an agreement with them, which is binding and enforceable by law. People after time, are looking for opportunities like this. I mean, like the one in Kenya, which I just was sharing as part of the updates, somebody telling you, oh, we're going to put your money here and you're going to get 400% return in 6 hours. What kind of logic is that? There's nothing that grows at 600% in a few hours, not even a few days. Even if crypto does that in terms of some of the launches where you have a 60,000% return, but that's just really something that you cannot guarantee. It's not even natural. So I think really, and we've taught a session on scams and such. And again, beyond the teaching is we are available as a community to handhold, work with you, help you, but you'll keep your money, you'll buy it, we'll tell you where to buy it. And then you, even if you wish to keep it within yourself, within your wallet, then you can be able to do that. So I think hopefully that helps.
It does. Thank you.
Yeah, and then I think, I don't know, is this Tangi? Tangi, is it you? There's somebody's joined on a number.
Yes,
I'm
can
not-
you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
hear
we
me?
can see You're joining with a number. So
Wonderful. I just
Yeah.
joined with via the audio.
oh, audio. Okay, okay,
Awesome.
Yeah.
okay. Which city are you, by the way? You're somewhere in Belgium, I know, but I don't know which city.
Yeah, I'm around Brussels.
Brussels,
So
okay.
I'm in the suburbs of Brussels right now, like the capital city of Belgium, which is also the capital of Europe, and that's where I am now.
Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for being late. I was kept at the at the vaccination center, and it kept me longer than what was planned because they had new information about my case, and so they wanted me to stay a little longer just out of precaution.
Okay, now I'm glad that you could join. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
Bianca,
Thank you.
I don't know whether you want to.
Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, that's basically
Great.
the end. To the community here and everyone on the call, it's one thing. It's one thing to come into the community and learn. But at one point, you need to do. You need to apply. And just for interest's sake, there's a few questions that I have up. Do you apply? Did you buy or do you earn crypto currently? What is your current crypto strategy and how can we help you with it? Do you have or want to have NFTs? If you know what that is, or do you want to learn more about NFTs? And then also, are you staking? Are you noding? How can we as a community help you to actively apply the learnings and participate in these opportunities that we share in this community? And I think what we will do is we'll just put this out as a question, a questionnaire in the actual Telegram group, and then see the responses. But yeah, we hope that there is some action taking place, that what you learn here, you can actually apply and that you're actually building an asset portfolio, which is through the crypto space. Yeah, that's me. And that's mindset, mindset leads to all of these things. Having the right mindset, having the growth mindset, and everyone on this call, I can now say I'm definitely sure that everyone has got an open mind. It's a growth mindset.
Thank
Over
you.
to you, Tim.
Thank you, Bianca. Did you guys like that? Did you enjoy that? Did you learn?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so
Great.
foundational.
Yes.
Really good.
Thank you, Bianca. As you can see, as you can hear, the community has responded very positively, and thank you for taking time to really share so profoundly and so practically, in the session. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And as she mentioned, we're gonna, send this through the Telegram channel, because we are seeking to help each other. There's no other intention, and we are such that we only do well when each one of us is doing well, and we are not selling you anything. We're just helping you. Those of you who may be afraid, just reach out. Whether you may want to reach out to Jeremy, Jeremy's in the community. You can just ping him and say, "Hey, Jeremy, on the side, can I talk to you?" Maybe I may want to not to ask this directly on the Telegram channel. Or Bianca is there. Theo is there, who was teaching last week. Each of these guys are there. You can reach out to each one of them, whether through the channel directly and posting your question, or even privately if you really want to, if you prefer that. So thank you. So I think that was really amazing, and we'll actually have this as a continuing series over time, that will help us to be better in how we are engaging with the market. So I'm gonna, for the next few minutes, I'm gonna look at the index and then I'm gonna maybe give a quick update, and then we'll wrap up from there. So I think, so we have seen this before. Sorry guys, I mean, there's a bit of a scratch on my screen because of, I think somebody was doodling. I'm not sure who it was. Let me see whether I can just, okay, let me just share this again, share. Okay, yeah, I think that was cleared. So yeah, so very interesting. If any of you bought any of these coins, I can guarantee you that you are up nothing less than 50%. Nothing less than 50%. In fact, this was the index we published 2 weeks ago. I decided not to change it because it's really clearly working, and you'll see the results I'll share in the next slide, how each of these coins have performed. I have mentioned Cardano, that it is actually, if you bought it about a month ago, you'd have gained 100% because I think it pulled back to about $1.08. Right now it's over $2. And it's actually, there's a lot of developments in Cardano that are very positive. I mean, they're doing what they call a hard fork soon, which releases new features. And so the price can only go up. In fact, somebody has predicted that it might go as far as 10. So again, the reason why we share the index is so that it simplifies it for you, and you can just narrow down which coins you might want to invest a little bit more in. Cardano is definitely a favorite among many of us in the community, and we are not afraid to share, by the way, what coins we've bought. I have some Cardano. I know some people here have Cardano. The other favorite of mine, which is there, the price is still very cheap now, still less than 50 cents, is Hedera, which you see number 4 there. And the common theme is, Solana, which is SOL, ADA, which is Cardano, and then HBARs is what I call next generation blockchain technology. So all the three there actually are bound to do very well because they're competition to Ethereum, which obviously is selling north of $3,000 at the moment. So if you still feel like, those of you felt like, no, I don't have 3,000, there are coins which cost less than $10. There are coins that cost less than $1. So I'm just saying to you, you're not too late to the party. The difference is that they are altcoins. They are not necessarily leaders. That's why I have in this quadrant, the leaders are Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I say for each one of us, by default, you should have a strategy for Ethereum and Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin as such, and then Ethereum, of course, as alternative. But the alternative coins, which are so many of them, these are the ones that are top 30 picks in the rankings, and that's why we list them here. They are notable coins, notable projects. Chainlink, you'll see it in the next slide. Actually, the performance is massive returns. But again, that's more medium term, short term. Longer term, where we're looking at the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years. These things, each one of them, because they are built on solid technology, we can only expect the value to go up. So it's a game of numbers, as it were. So I think, let me just show this one. So the others, if you look, Matic, which is Polygon, which is the one that you see here, Chainlink, I think, no, I don't, it's actually not Matic. I actually mixed it up. Matic, I think I removed it. It is, yeah, number 3. Link, all of them are here, all of them. If you see, for year to date, 8,050, over 8,000% for Matic. Solana, over 4,000%. DAG, which I don't know what that is. I have not even read it. So, again, there's so many coins. ADA, which is our favorite here, which is about over 1,000%. So what the point is this, that, there is no market that you can get any kind of these returns. In as much as we may say the risk is high, whatnot. The key thing is the risk is high if you're doing it alone. But if you're doing it in the safety of community, which I can tell you what is on the index, it will not collapse tomorrow because I've spent time studying it. And that's why I published this index so that it's for our benefit, especially if you're starting out. And even the approach that Jeremy mentioned, which actually simplifies, you don't need even to know about the coin. You actually just buy an index. And that recording is available for those of you who are interested, just to see which is the easiest way of buying crypto. So I think that really marks the index and the update on some of these technologies and how the performance are. This is available again. I'm happy. I think I'm going to share this on the Telegram channel for our convenience and for our review. Any comments, perhaps, before I go to just the last slide on
this particular slide?
Yeah.
The period that they've used for this diagram is from which date to which date?
So my understanding is this is year to date. So year to
from
date.
January.
Yeah, it's year to date. That's my understanding. I can just cross check and provide that insight because it's a fair question because I think I added it after the fact. So I'm going to just provide additionally, but I think it should be year to date. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So, and by the way, you know, it can be 0.03 cents to 0.3 cents. So that the percentage rise is actually quite huge versus, you know, an increase for Ethereum, which will be 1,500 to 3,000, you know, which is really not that much if you think of it. Or, you know, ADA, which is $1 to $2. So if you look at the increase in percentage wise, it's not really that much. You know, it becomes a case of, you know, yeah, so I'll share that information because I think it's important. We always want to make sure the data we share is correct and calibrated. So allow me, guys, to really just wrap up. So I think the last item here is I'm very excited about this upcoming virtual summit. We're going to find a name for it. I think I don't know whether we're going to call it CryptoX or whatever it is, but it's CryptoX Africa Summit or whatever name it will be. It will be some kind of summit with input. So far, I'm talking to somebody from California, originated from Nigeria, a gentleman from Barbados, based in the US, in New York. And then I think I have somebody from Kenya. And then we have our own experts in the house. So we're going to talk about decentralized autonomous organizations, NFTs, blockchain, DeFi, everything. Really, just it's about a high energy, and it's about crypto and Africa and the context we are in. So, so it's going to be something that's going to really be empowering. And I hope that we will not miss out and we'll actually, you know, so I'm going to share the dates as we go along. It's going to be somewhere in September, you know, and I'll share the dates as we go along, as more information becomes clear. So there's a lot of things happening. NFTs, I've had to publish the lesson that I taught because that's an area that a lot of, in fact, the guy who is gonna, I hope he says yes. He said yes tentatively. They have sold some artwork on these NFTs things. They were doing a campaign on Twitter and they sold everything that they had. It's gonna be very interesting to hear their stories. So I'm very keen to have all of these people who are doing beyond the coins. I want us to learn about NFTs and how people are making money and so on. Even though we're still in a bit of a hype phase, and I don't want to overwhelm the community. I've been very careful on what topics we focus on so that we slowly are including beginners and those of you who are a little bit more mature. So, but we still, of course, make sure that everybody is well fed because some of us are a little bit more ahead, but we are here to help each other to learn. Any comments and thoughts before I conclude?
Hi, Tim.
Hey.
Hello. Yeah, so for me, it's just it's just a comment, just to thank you for this session, especially Bianca's presentation. Yeah, it's very it's very topical and timely. I mean, you know how far I have come. With just trying to understand the whole, you know, phenomena regarding crypto and everything. And yeah, mindset is extremely important. And I've come really a long way in trying to, you know, shift my mindset and become positive. And all this is thanks to, you know, to this community. And if it wasn't for this community, I don't think I would have anything positive to say about crypto. So I just want to thank you so much for this platform. And thank you so much for the dedication, the commitment, and just educating us, you know, day in, day out. And even though I haven't, you know, started on my journey, investment and everything, I am really definitely going to embark on this journey, and it's all thanks to you. So sorry for the background interference, but yeah, I have really been tuned into the entire conversation, and thank you, Bianca. This has really been an incredibly you know, positively changing my mind towards the whole adaptation of the crypto. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you. And thank you for staying plugged in. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, as you can see, this is our mission. Go ahead, Tangi.
Yeah, I wanted to say something along the same lines, which is thank you for sustaining this over such a long period of time. And keeping on meeting, keeping on giving updates and news. It makes the whole project going on, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Tangi, and thank you guys for making the time always. And as you can see, we are seeking to make Africa orange, paint it orange. So please, I think let's work together. As you can see, we are actually, I've not included Belgium there. I should actually include Belgium, and because it's the US and we have people from Australia, the UK, pretty much all around the world who are tuning in. Canada, Toronto. It's nice to have people to finally join. And I want us to really appreciate Bianca for taking time and really doing a wonderful job, bringing her not only expertise professionally, but also in terms of experientially, her investments and her perspective that has really enriched all of us. So thank you, Bianca, on behalf of everyone here tonight. So, and with that said, mine is just to say thank you guys for joining. I really would not emphasize this slide more than to say, invite the next person. That's how we're going to reach Africa. Invite the next person, invite each one of us, invite one more person. That's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to, prosper together. I think that's really it for the session tonight.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you, Bianca.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Bianca. Good night. Good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cool.